the music that you create is inherently melancholic. It is inherently dark, but also reading here, you like to record in the dark. Is that right?
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
It is Tuesday, and it's Tuesday of Band Week. We are shining a light on fantastic and brilliant Oxfordshire musicians for this week, bigging them up, getting to know them, getting to find out a little bit more about them. And already this morning, I've got so many questions for our next band. It's James from Pet Twin. Morning, James.
Morning. Hi, how are you?
Really, really good, thanks. We were just chatting just in that song, how we're still having Zoom issues in 2023. I absolutely love it. Still, people are like, how does this work? I'm on this one. I can't quite get it to work. It's brilliant. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. James, really great to have you on the show and to catch up. First question, and I was thinking about this, ironically, in the shower this morning, so do forgive me. Okay. I wanted to. Where's the name Pet Twin come from?
I don't have like a solid answer for it. To be honest, I think it just kind of came to me, and I thought it was a funny concept.
Yeah.
And it just kind of stuck. It was one of like just a bunch of names. I thought, oh, if I ever do something someday, maybe I'll pick that. A bit maybe because like my younger brother is only like a year and a bit younger than me, but he was always taller than me when we were growing up, so we were really like close in age, and I kind of looked up to him, so it felt like I was his pet twin, or he was my pet twin. I don't know, because we weren't officially twins. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just.
I don't think it does, honestly, Jay. I don't think it does, but I like it even more that there's maybe not a sensible answer to it. It's fantastic.
No.
Going from that and just reading on the sort of bio that you filled in just on the website. The music that you create is inherently melancholic. It is inherently dark, but also reading here, you like to record in the dark. Is that right?
Yeah, sometimes. I think I tend to record in the evening, and it's not like I go into the room and I like make it pitch black, but I don't turn on the lights, and I just kind of let it stay dark as it gets dark, and get into that zone to kind of stick with it, if that makes sense.
I guess that it must help if you're going into a room of rainbows and sunshine and grassy meadows and what have you, to come out with kind of sort of angry, melancholic stuff. It's probably a bit of a juxtaposition that doesn't quite work. So it does make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I like all of those things too, but I think if you have the gloom, it does help you get into that headspace a bit.
Yeah, and in terms of sort of releasing music and what have you, music came out in lockdown, which we're still kind of talking about. How was that different to stuff that you've experienced before, or was it a completely unique experience? Was it weird to kind of do that?
So I think I put out like one song during lockdown, and I didn't really promote it or do anything about it. I think it was the sort of first 3 to 4 weeks of the very first lockdown that I was actively trying a bit, and then we all tailed off and we started making banana bread or watching the Euros or whatever it was. And I think it was at the end of last year, like December, that I decided to sort of pick it up again and try and do it more actively. So I've been doing it actively since then, but I think it grew out of lockdown initially, and just having that time to sit with music and spend a bit longer on ideas. And I guess that I think anything I've written before is kind of inherently melancholic anyway, but I think that sort of time to think to yourself definitely influenced it that way regardless.
I was going to say that it sort of married up for a time that was particularly sort of dark and awful for a lot of us. You're kind of going, right, here we go. This is my time to shine. Ironically, this is great. So in terms of what does the summer look like for you? Sort of coming up in terms of new releases as well. What can we expect?
So I had aimed at the start of the year to put out a track more or less every month, and I've kind of stuck to that. for the last couple of releases I've recorded with Mike at Safe House, quite a local studio to me. So I'm spending a lot more time on the production of these ones, building up to doing an album, hopefully around November, December. So they should keep coming out, sort of as we're finishing them, and hoping to do a release show for that. But as it's a solo project, it's just a sort of one-off show. I intend. I'm in a couple of bands, so that's the sort of focus across the summer, really.
Oh, nice. In terms of, I know a lot of producers, sort of friends of friends and what have you, set themselves this target because it seems like a logical one of going, right, every month a new song comes out. And I guess that kind of has advantages. Maybe, 1 month you're waking up and going, what a brilliant idea. I'll get this down. I'll get it recorded, get it done. And then the next month you're there going, oh, right, creative juice is not quite flowing. How have you found it?
Well, I think part of the reason I wanted to do the project was being in bands, which I love. It can take a lot longer to get things done and get things released because there's a lot more communication. There's a lot more democracy to it, which is healthy. But you all have to be in the same place at the same time. You all have to make decisions. Whereas with this, I just felt an urge to get stuff out quickly, and I had a backlog of ideas that hadn't quite worked for the band. So I think I was sort of fortunate enough that I had some stuff there to go off of already. And then I feel like I've tried to not be too picky to kind of kill that urge within myself I normally have, to just be like, I've decided I'm doing this. When the song's close enough to done, it's done. And if there are mistakes, just leave them in, just accept it. And just, it's better to be active and present in the world than to be a perfectionist, which I am. So
yeah, I think you've probably echoed a ton of people listening this morning who are sat on hard drives worth of stuff that have never seen the light of day, but just kind of it's just get it out there, get it out there.
Just do it.
Lots to expect and lots coming up from you, which is fantastic. Where can we find out more about you? Just kind of keep track of you. Where's the best place for that?
Probably Instagram. I'd say I post most often. I have a website which I started to do a blog, but I mean I've done one. I'd like to do more, but I think in Instagram I'm the most sort of active in terms of what I'm up to, and then all my stuff is on Spotify, SoundCloud, all of those things.
Brilliant stuff. Amazing. So quickly, just tell us a little about the single that we're going to play now, Dark Forest.
Yeah, this one was inspired by witches. I think there's a few of them that are sort of draw things from horror films. So this one, there was a film called The Witch by Robert Eggers, and it's just creepy. A lot goes on in this forest in New England, and it's just meant to feel like you're wandering into it, and they're sort of surrounding you, but you're not sure if they're there, and they're just sort of drawing in. There's no direct allusions to that in the lyrics, but it's just meant to be just kind of creepy, to be honest.
Well, in radio, there's a phrase called setting the scene and painting, audio pictures. And I think you've just done that beautifully with this song. So everyone has been warned. Get ready for Witches, for Melancholy, and get ready for that situation. This is Petrin and Dark Forest on Get Radio.